Brabham BT26. The Repco Brabham BT26 was a Formula One racing car design. A development of the previous BT24, its Repco engines were unreliable, but following a switch to Cosworth DFV engines it scored 2 World Championship Grand Prix wins and finished runner-up in the 1969 World Constructors Championship. Concept. Designed by Ron Tarnack, the BT26 was the final incarnation of his space-frame phone car and one of the last phone cars to be raced. Of such construction, forthcoming rule changes regarding fuel storage would outlaw space-frame chassis. Tarnack had actually combined the space frame with stressed aluminum panels to create a semi-monocoque, enabling him to reduce the size of the space frame tubing and so lighten the chassis. The other main difference between the BT24 and the BT26 was a more powerful Repco 860 series engine, but it was also less reliable. The 1968 season was plagued by a string of retirements, and Jochen Rindt left to join Lotus. In 1969, the Repco engines were replaced with Cosworth DFV engines. These variants are designated BT26A. Racing history. In 1968, Rindt and Brabham, between them, managed only 2 finishes. 1969 saw an improvement. New recruit Jackie Ickx scored 2 wins and finished runner-up in the Drivers' World Championship, and Brabham Ford in the same position in the Constructors' Championship, with assistance from Piers Courage in a third car entered by Frank Williams' racing team. With the Brabham team switching to the new BT33 in 1970, the BT26s were campaigned sporadically by privateer entries, with Peter de Klerk recording the best result, 11th and last at the South African Grand Prix. In 1971, Jackie Pretorius retired it from its final race in the South African Grand Prix. In non-championship events, Brabham won the 1969 BRDC International Trophy at Silverstone and Ickx won the 1969 Alton Park International Gold Cup. De Klerk and Pretorius won 3 of the South African non-championship races in 1970 and 1971. In 1970, Derek Bell competed in the Tasman Series using a BT26 fitted with a Cosworth DFW, a 2.5-litre version of the DFV. Bell's best result was second in the New Zealand Grand Prix, but engine troubles forced the cancellation of the Australian leg of the series. World Championship results. Key results in bold indicate pole position. Results in italics indicate fastest lap. 1 points were awarded on a 9-, 6-, 4-, 3-, 2 - 1 basis to the first 6 finishers at each round, but only the best-placed car for each make was eligible to score points. The best 5 results from the first 6 and 5 from the last 6 were retained in 1968. The best 5 results from the first 6 rounds, and the best 4 results from the last 5 rounds in 1969 and 1971, and the best 6 from the first 7 and 5 from the last 6 in 1970. Only 4. The remaining 6 points were scored using the BT20 and BT24.3, all points scored in 1970 and 1971 using the BT33. References